Consent calendar, all items are considered routine or implement an earlier council action and may be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion unless requested by a council member, citizen, or staff. Any action on the consent calendar?
Through the chair.
Ken?
Pull 7H, please.
7H, okay. Anything else?
If nothing else, move to approve the rest of the consent calendar.
Second.
A motion is second to approve the remainder of the consent calendar on the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Item 7, let's see, what was 7, right? H, adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a successor joint use agreement between the City of San Bruno and the San Bruno Park School District. Ken?
Well, first off, I'd like to say I'm pleased that we do have a joint use agreement now after, I believe, about a year and a half of being in limbo. But I am still concerned that through the negotiations that what's in the staff report is in excess of about $40,000 of expenses that we're going to have to deal with in the coming year, and that troubles me as to how two organizations can come up with an agreement, and now we're looking at passing on this extra cost to our users. I don't want to say this the wrong way, but also in the staff report is a portion that does state that there are still a lot of free services that are provided to the school district. And so I'd just like staff to be able to elaborate on the fact that even though we have accommodated, maybe it's not the right term, but we've agreed to have this agreement with the San Bruno Park School District and take on an additional almost $40,000 in expenses, but there still seems to be a lot of services that are being provided to the San Bruno Park School District for almost nothing.
So I'd like to ask the Community Services Director to pass out a handout that we prepared in anticipation of your question, and just give a little bit of brief background on the agreement itself. First of all, as the Council is aware, the negotiation of a successor joint use agreement came about specifically as a result of a request from the school district to revisit the agreement in view of the school board's separate action to initiate a program for charging users, including the city, and again, a new program to charge the city and other users of their facilities a fee for use of those facilities. Again, that fee schedule occurred as a separate action of the school district, and the effort to renegotiate the joint use agreement was an attempt to incorporate that separate action and to try and marry it with all of the other aspects of the agreement. I would point out a couple of different things. First, while you are correct, Councilmember Ibarra, there is a new cost of nearly $40,000 anticipated as a result of that action to begin charging fees for fields and building use. I would also note that the agreement deliberately attempted to also reconcile the fact that the city has for many years received a fairly nominal amount of compensation from the school district to offset its costs associated with maintenance of school district fields, particularly the Bel Air School Field and the Parkside School Field. The net impact is a increase, net impact of the comparing the former amount that we received to offset our costs for field maintenance, and what we will now receive is $17,000. So that's a piece of good news, and it has a positive financial ramification for the city. You have in front of you now a list that city staff compiled some time ago and has updated periodically, that lists in 2 pages. The large number of services, programs, and activities that the city provides to the school district in support of the educational program on a no charge, or in 1 or 2 cases, a very nominal charge basis. It has long been the policy and the practice of the city to engage cooperatively with the school district, to understand the importance of the educational program as a community benefit, and to do what we can to partner and participate in those programs. That does represent, and we have been unable in the short time we had today to calculate, but I think the length of the list itself should give you the idea that were we to actually sit down and try and put money to each of those activities, it would represent a substantial investment on the part of the city council and the and city resources in furthering that partnership and providing support to the educational program. More than that, I think I can't provide without specific reference to issues in the agreement.
No, I just wanted to bring it, it's a little frustrating that this has taken this long, and, you know, it's complicated. And I'm just going to say right now that to make up the difference, we're looking at, one suggestion, one option is to, you know, raise the cost of the after-schools program from $125 to $149. And so now that we've got 2 pages of basically discounted or free services, I think we're probably going to need to eat that also, because I don't think the kids need to be, these families need to be absorbing that extra cost at the expense of our so-called agreement. So I'm still in favor of the joint use agreement, but when this comes along and we're dealing with you know, the master fee schedule of, you know, this program for next year, I'd say I think we can get into a deeper discussion on that.
Yeah, and I would just point out, thank you for mentioning that, any action that you would take or you might consider to absorb that cost and pass it through to the cost of the program, in other words, to increase the fees for the programs that we're delivering in school facilities, would be considered separately by you as part of our master fee schedule. That is not on the table tonight, and your action, if you choose to do that, to approve the joint use agreement, does not assume that you will pass through that cost. That will be a separate discussion at a later time.
And thank you for this. And this is very impressive to say that all of these services are given for free, or, you know, at a very discounted rate. Food for thought. I mean, I should be very proud of that, to at least to the community. And with that, I'd like to accept item 7H. Thank you.
Second.
Motion and second to adopt the resolution 7H. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.